What is going on, YouTube? So I want to come back today. I've got a few things I wanted to just comment on for the Cowboys game against the still undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll start this off. I'm not a big Cowboys fan by any means. My fandom mainly lies with the Colts, but I do cover the Longhorns for college football. So I thought it was interesting to kind of give a take on this matter. Again, the Cowboys took on the Steelers today. It was a closer than expected game. Steelers got the win by about 5 points, and a lot of people unhappy with the refs for the way that game swung. And the Steelers making a big fourth quarter run to pull out the win. But it took that 15-0 rally by the Steelers in the fourth quarter to get the win over the Cowboys. Cowboys entering the fourth quarter with a 19-9 lead. Weird score for football, but anyway. I wanted to dive into the quarterback situation for the Cowboys, something it feels like everyone that likes football has dove into recently. Cowboys, of course, in a really, really bad situation injury-wise at the quarterback position, much like a few other teams in the NFC, at least a few of the teams in the NFC East. The Washington football team being a good example of that today, having Kyle Allen carted off the field. But Mike McCarthy had to turn to Garrett Gilbert, which is weird for me to say. Covering the Longhorns and then just being a Big 12 fan for as long as I have been, or just college football fan. Most people know Garrett Gilbert for the guy that it is just really unfair to say that he tanked the Texas football program because that's way too much blame to put on his shoulders, but definitely was thrown into the spotlight early. 2009 BCS National Championship game, going back a ways here, but did not do well. I believe tossed 4 interceptions against Alabama. 2010, Texas had a ton of expectations under Garrett Gilbert and finished up 5-7. I'm sure a lot of people remember that. Ended up transferring to SMU and finished off his college career, obviously much better than it began, but still he wasn't a very good college quarterback, just to be frank. Finished up his college career about 49 passing touchdowns, 45 interceptions. A lot of that anchored down by his rather poor stat line at Texas, but anyway, he's gotten a shot at a number of different NFL teams, mostly practice squads, but Carolina Panthers, St. Louis Rams, New England Patriots, Cleveland Browns, just to name a few. He landed on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad a few weeks ago as the injury started mounting up at the quarterback position. First, Dak Prescott going out for the season, Andy Dalton going out with concussion, and then I believe he's on the injured reserve / COVID-19 list right now. And so with a bad Ben DiNucci performance in the Cowboys loss to the Eagles, it was time for Garrett Gilbert. And at this point, it's pretty much down to Garrett Gilbert and Cooper Rush. And Garrett Gilbert, you know what? He did not deliver a bad performance today. Statistically, okay, 21 of 38, 243 passing yards, an additional 28 rushing yards on 3 tries, which is pretty solid. And then 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. Quarterback rating of 72.6. Again, not too shabby. 2 sacks for 23-yard loss. So in the face of a decent amount of pressure, especially in the second half, he held up pretty well. Him and CeeDee Lamb, the former Oklahoma Sooner, had a nice little connection there. CeeDee Lamb, 7 targets, 4 catches, 71 yards, and the sole receiving touchdown of the day for the Cowboys. Amari Cooper also a decent day, 5 receptions, 67 yards on 6 targets. The running game didn't do a whole lot to help out Gilbert. Tony Pollard was pretty good, 9 carries, 57 yards. Zeke really struggled to about a little under 3 yards per carry. But again, it was mainly on the shoulders of Garrett Gilbert here. And you know what? He did play well enough to get the win for the Cowboys. The defense played well for most of the game, just kind of relented a little bit in the fourth quarter. Again, I thought Garrett Gilbert, and similar to the way he played when he was in the Alliance of American Football, gave his team a chance to win. And it's weird to say, but given the standing of their offense right now, he played pretty well. The Steelers, again, one of the best teams in the NFL at this point, still undefeated 8-0 now. And again, barring maybe 1 or 2 missteps for the Cowboys at the end of the game there, again, Garrett Gilbert did enough to get them the win. And this is all saying that he won't settle in. This is a really good defense he was facing. And, this could have gone much worse. This could have gone much worse for him. So, I think he played well enough to, if Dalton and, they still don't have enough confidence in Ben DiNucci, then give Garrett Gilbert the start moving forward. Considering the NFC East is an absolute jumbled mess, and No one's really taking control of the division yet. I'd still say the Cowboys and the Eagles are, I guess, the two favorites. And if you still want to make a run for the playoffs, which why not, give the reins of the offense to Gilbert. And passing wise, he was a little bit sporadic, but he's always had a big arm, always had a lot of arm talent, and that shined through at times. And I think he's going to get a little bit more consistent in that regard. But, this is a guy that's been in a number of different stops. He did get a Super Bowl ring, I believe, with the Patriots a couple years back. And so he's been in those environments before where, you learn what it takes to win. And I don't know how we got here where 8 years after the fact, after he was 7-8 years after the fact, after Garrett Gilbert was done in college, that he's finding a home with the Cowboys. But again, I think given their situation, kind of the bleak quarterback outlook for them, you might as well give him the start moving forward. He was surprisingly decent, I think is a good way to put it. He was good most of the way. But overall, I think he's about the best option they have. And again, given my expectations for him at quarterback, to be frank, I didn't really know what to expect. He had like 6 career passing attempts entering this game throughout multiple different stops with different NFL teams. But like I said, did pretty well in a really, really tough situation on a team that's not doing too well, and against an opponent that's one of the best teams in the NFL and has a really, really good defense and a really, really good pass rush. So anyway, wanted to give my take on that. Just give something brief here right quick, but that is pretty much it. So yeah.